Okay, now the next topic we're gonna learn about is lists. Okay, so list is basically a data type that is used to store a list of elements belonging to any type. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example of the list. Let's call it ls, and it goes like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a list. Okay, it's not gonna do anything, but just so you see, I'm just gonna type ls so you can see this is a list. Okay, so however list and strings are almost similar, but there is one very important difference, and that is lists are mutable, okay, and strings are not. But what does it mean? Does it mean to be a mutable? Okay, so being mutable means that lists can be altered after they are created, but strings cannot be. Let's learn this by an example. For example, I want to change this second element of the list. Okay, so what I can do is I can do this, and I can put here the value 1, because this is the first element. We pass the index here, and for example, let's say I want to change it to 20. Now it's changed. Now if I print list, it has 20 on its first index. Okay, but we cannot do the same thing with the string. Okay, let's declare a string. Say I want to change this a to b. Okay, so I want to do b. Okay, this gives me an error. Why? Because strings are immutable. Okay, so that is the basic difference between lists and string. Okay, let's see how we traverse a list. We have already done it. This is done exactly how we traverse a string. So we're going to use a for loop. I'm going to write I in ls, and I'm just going to print. I'm sorry. I'm just going to print I. Okay, so we're traversing each element of the list like this. See. Okay, now let's see how do we compare lists. So lists are compared exactly how strings were compared. Okay, let's see the comparison. I'll give you one example, and it'll be very evident how they work just like strings. Okay, 1, 2, 5. Okay, let's run this, and let's see if ls is greater than ls2. Oh, I typed ls. Sorry, I typed ls1. Let's see if ls is greater than ls2. It says false. Okay, why? Because this is not greater than ls2. Why is that? It looks longer, but if you remember from my string lecture, it compares individual items, so it's gonna start comparing from here. 1 is equal to 1. Okay, this is equal, this is also equal, but 3 is not greater than 5, hence ls1 is less than ls2. Okay, exactly how strings worked, and in the same way the other operators work, or comparison. See, in the very same way. So this is very clear that lists are joined, sliced, and repeated in the same way as strings. For example, I can use the same operators which I used with string to repeat a list. I can do 5, this replication operator ls, and it's gonna repeat my string. C 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and so on for 5 times. Okay, so to add an uh, element in a list, we use something called append. So we use an append function if we want to add something at the end of the list. Let's see how it works. So I'm gonna write ls. Let me show you here. Okay, it'll be much more easy. So we're gonna write I'm sorry, there was some disturbance, so I had to pause it. But yeah, let's see how we use append function. Okay, so Say I want to append 7 at the end of the list. So right now my list has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in it, okay? And let's say I want to append 7 at the end of it. It got amended. Let's see the value of the ls now. See, it has the 7. Oh, sorry, I'll have to take a break. Okay, as you can see, the 7 got appended. But what if I want to append like 3 elements, okay? Let's see what happens when I try to do that using append function. So I want to add 8, 9, and 10. It gives me an error that append takes only one argument, but 3 are given. So you cannot add multiple elements using the append function. But to do that, there is another function which is called extend. Okay, so you can use extend function to add multiple elements. Okay, now let's try doing it. So what is the issue? So what we need to do here to use extend function is we need to pass a list. Okay, so now let's see the value of the ls. See, all 3 elements got appended at the end of the list. Okay, but what if you want to add the element at a specific location? How to do that? Say I want to add an element after 2. So to do that, we're going to use something called insert. Okay, so there is a function called insert, and it takes 2 arguments. Okay, the first argument is the position where you want to add it. So I'm going to add it on the second index, which is after 2. Okay, after 2, and what I want to add is say 20. Okay, now let's see our list now. See, it got inserted at the desired location. Okay, but if you want to remove an element from the end of the list, if you're familiar with other languages, you must have known this. This is called pop. Okay, so what we do is we simply write pop and it removes the last element. It popped 10. Okay, because that was the last element. Let's see our list now. See, the 10 got removed. Okay, if you want to remove a specific element, you're going to use the remove function. Say for example, this 20 looks ugly in my list, so I'm just going to remove the element at the second position. Let's see the list now. Okay, so this does not begin with 0. In case of remove, it begins from the 1. So I needed to remove this 20. Okay, but instead of removing, I'm just going to change it from 20 to 2. So how do we do that? Use insert. Okay, so this remove function, the index begin from 1, not 0. Okay, so what if I want to take rid of this 20 now? I can again use remove, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the value of the 20 to 2. And I need you to pause the video and write in the comments how we're going to do that. Okay, so to do that, we're going to use this. We're going to add it on the first index. The value we're going to write is 2. Okay, see, the 20 got overwritten with the 2. I hope this is clear to you. And what if I want to clean the list? What if I want to clear all of the list at once? I'm going to use this function called ls clear. I mean, the function name is clear. ls is a string name. Okay, see the value of the string. It's empty now. Okay, now few last functions which I'm going to teach you is how to sort a given list, and this is very intuitive. We're going to just write sort, but right now our list is empty, so let's add some elements to the list. Let's say 20, 45, 10, 34, 47. Okay, this is an unordered list. Let's order it. See, it is ordered. But what if I want to order it in reverse? Okay, what if I want to order it in descending order? So what we need to do is we're going to use the same function, but we're going to pass a named argument which is reverse, and we're going to pass its value as true. Let's see ls now. Now it's sorted in the reverse order. Okay. But sometimes in programming you need to make a list, but you don't need to populate it right now. Okay. We just need a list to sit. Okay, because we want it to have a global scope. Okay, so sometimes we need to create empty lists. And how to do it? There are two ways of doing it. And the first way is you can do this to create an empty list. So it creates an empty list. See, and the other way of doing it is you can simply do this. This is also going to create an empty list. Okay, these are few basics. Now let's see how we make a copy of the list. Okay. So see, I want to copy ls in a, so I'm just gonna do this, and now a has this value. What happens if I change the value of the a? See, this is 40. Okay. This isn't making a copy. So what's happening here? So what's happening here is this is both these variables a and ls are pointing to the same list. These are not two lists. Okay, this is the same list both of these are pointing to. So how do we make a copy then? Let's see. Okay, to make a copy we're going to use something. We're going to use a function called copy. Okay, so now let's see the values of a. Let's try to edit it. 56. Okay, now let's see the value of a and ls. See, now a was a copy of the ls. Okay, it did not point to the same list. I hope this is clear to you. Always remember, to create a copy you have to use this copy function. You cannot use the equal sign. Okay, so that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Do let me know in the comments if you like the video, and do write to me on different platforms so I could connect better with you. Okay, thank you all for watching.